What's up, guys? How's it going? I'm Josh09, just coming at you with some Battlefield 2042 beta gameplay. I've also given my thoughts about the beta. If you know me, know my stream, follow me, have been around for a while, you know that I've been playing Battlefield for a long time, going as far back as Battlefield Bad Company 2 way back in the day. Spent a ton of hours in Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, dabbled a little bit in Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1, but from a Battlefield perspective, I haven't been as hyped about a game as I am about Battlefield 2042 in a long time, and so to get my hands on this beta was really cool to be able to experience it. But I also have got some thoughts. There's some good things about it. There's some really bad things about it. Overall, it's a decent gameplay experience, but there's a lot of things that need to be worked on before the final build, and I just wanted to cover a few of those thoughts here. So without further ado, let's jump right in. All right, so let's jump right in. As I mentioned, I've been playing Battlefield for a long time, over 10 years, probably, maybe 15 years. Um, I have probably over 1,000 hours combined in Battlefield titles, so I feel like I've got a little bit of a say in this, and my opinions hold a little bit of weight because I do have that experience. I will say the core gameplay experience of Battlefield 2042 isn't bad. The movement feels really nice. The gunplay feels really, really exciting. It does almost have a Call of Duty-esque feel to it, though, which I think is a lot of the reason people are a little upset. It feels like the skill ceiling has been reduced a little bit, and I think that really good players are not going to like that a whole lot. So, and that myself is included in that. I would like to see a higher skill ceiling for sure. Vehicles, for the most part, are well balanced. I will say helicopters need a little bit of a movement nerf. It's very difficult to counter snipe or hit vehicles with launchers in the air because they move so quickly side to side, and so it's very, very difficult to nail those shots. And that may be an intended thing, but I also think to keep them from dominating the game, nerf those speeds a little bit, make it easier to hit those snipes on the pilots or hit those rocket launcher shots on those flying objects. I will also say I think that the new drop systems are kind of interesting. The fact that you can drop the dog or a vehicle on you, I really am kind of intrigued by that and kind of what that can look like on different maps. Obviously, we only have access to the one map currently, which I think may be skewing our opinions a little bit. But I think the potential is there for sure to make those really, really shine. The UI is pretty clean, easy to read, easy to utilize. I will say there are aspects about it I really don't like, and a couple of those, one of those is going to be your kill feed. The kill feed on the left is just not appealing. It's not visually appealing. It also doesn't really help me because there's so much spam in it, asking for a revive, asking for this, asking for that. Like, I want a kill feed to know what my squad is doing in this area of the map. That way we can really kind of figure out how many people are left here and work together a little bit better. The kill feeds on your screen, though, from your actual kills, the skulls stacking, I think is a really gratifying move by them. I think that when you see 3 to 4 of those skulls pop up, you really kind of feel that energy, and it gets you fired up a little bit because you realize what you just did. Those are timed, so to stack 3 or 4 of them, you've gotten a lot of kills really quickly, and I really like that, and I feel that like that's a really good change. And then the last big thing that I think is Battlefield DICE, they've been very, very clear that cheating is not going to be tolerated, and I think that that's a stance that other developers looking at you, Activision, looking at you, Warzone in particular, they haven't really made that stance. They've said, "Oh yeah, we're going to ban cheaters, this and that," but Battlefield is saying no tolerance policy. Get the hell out of our game. We're done with you, and I think that that's a really strong way to start off when we're talking about the state of FPS gaming as it is. There's a lot of things that need work in this game, though, and I'm going to be honest. My list of things that need to be worked on is longer than my list of things that are good. I think for starters, the spotting system, if you're a Battlefield veteran, you understand how crucial that is to squad and team play. In its current state, it's horrible. It's just flat out awful. And I do not like it. That may already be fixed in the final build, but I don't care. The beta build of spotting is the worst it's ever been in any Battlefield game ever, and I am straight up not enjoying it, and so it needs a ton of work. I do think that a compass somewhere on your screen is valuable. I don't like not being able to say, hey, 3 guys in the hills northwest without having to spot. And Here's the thing, the spotting system doesn't work, and I don't have a compass, so callouts right now are really difficult. And so that's going to need to be fixed in some way, shape, or form. To promote team play, to promote squad play, I think you need to have that ability to call out enemies and give accurate information to them when you're taking points or when you're pushing things, those kind of things. I think that a lot of people are concerned about long-term playability, and I'm kind of in that same boat, to be entirely honest. I think that new game modes and new maps will help that. Hazard zones is kind of still a question mark. I think it could be a really intriguing piece of this. Obviously, Portal is going to do well. We already know that. Battlefield Portal is going to succeed. But the question about the core game, like how long are we going to be able to put, how much time are we going to be able to put it into this? And we really just don't know yet. So I want to see some sort of longevity, some sort of grind mechanic in the game. Also, snipers in this game are horrible. They are not viable right now, and I hate that. Sniping in this game is one of the most satisfying things. A Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1 sniping feed is so satisfying, and we just don't have the opportunity for that right now. So I think they need to do something with snipers, buff them, reduce the bullet drop. It needs some serious work. The kill feed is horrible. I know I already mentioned that, but holy cow, it's bad, and it needs a ton of work. Another thing that I'd noticed that I really am frustrated about is the audio cues. The audio cues are non-existent, and honestly, they need to do something, because one game that I play, Warzone, that a lot of us play, kind of has the same issue where you can't hear footsteps near you and you can't hear somebody coming, and that's a problem. We really need to hear those footsteps and hear those audio cues to give us information. I also think that differentiating between my teammates and enemies in high stress situations is a really hard thing to do. I've found myself shooting teammates in the middle of gunfights, and I get really frustrated every time, because it should be easier to tell them apart, and it's just not. The character models are very similar. There's really not a whole lot of differentiating things, you know, bubbles over their head. They're really tiny bubbles over their head. That's the only thing that tells us apart, and I really don't like that. They've got to do something. But at the end of the day, my final thoughts are the core gameplay of this game has potential. There's definitely a lot of work that has to be done, and I think that the final build will probably see a more complete version, but how much more complete is really the question mark. I'm still having a great time with the game. I put in 10 hours so far, and I'm going to continue to play it and just kind of feel it out, but I wanted to give my thoughts on it and kind of get that out there. Honestly, overall, I'm going to give it a 6 to a 6.5 out of 10. I think there's a lot of room for improvement. Hey there, appreciate you watching the video, hearing my thoughts about Battlefield 2042. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Would love to hear what everyone's thinking. I know there's a lot of negativity online. The Reddit, there's a lot of negativity there. A lot of the streamers are being pretty negative about the whole thing. But at the same time, I really want all of the games coming out this fall to be really good, and this one's no different. And I think it's got a lot of potential and just has some areas that really need to be worked on. So thanks for watching again. Come and hang out with us on Twitch soon, and we'll see you on the next one.